Right, hello all. I've been doing a lot of fart arsing about so far tonight, and all I've wanted to do is do a bit of filming. So I'm going through at the moment. Turn that down a bit. I'm going through at the moment, trying to do a little bit of an update. A bit early for me, to be fair. Got you on the tripod, using the camcorder, trying to sort the sound out. Fucking about with it because it's getting on my bloody nerves. I've got a microphone for it that doesn't work, and it won't pick up the sound. Anyway, enough of me bloody waffling on about that. Let me turn you down a little bit so you can see what I'm looking at, and then I'll go through things. In fact, I'll probably do it from there. So you might have seen by the Facebook update that I did, Facebook post I did, not update. I received a parcel from Michael Jack in New Zealand that I'd organised with him and Adam Crow, and that was for my Timken covers and brake hanger brackets for the tender. Now, I can't stress how good the quality of these Timken covers is. The pictures do not do them justice at all. Not one bit. So you can't even see it because of the glare behind me. But get that in there. They are amazing. So yesterday I got very excited with the parcel arriving. Immediately that evening came out to the workshop. Got the first axle box drilled and tapped for studs in there. That one is ready now to go in the 4-jaw and be bored through from the back, bearings pressed into it. That one's good to go then onto the already done wheel set that's over there. I've been currently doing a lot of work on the lathe, trying to get the other wheels done. They're all at the same stage now where they can go into 3-jaw and have the faces done, and then I can put them on and drill them through, put them onto a mandrel and then turn the treads. For the person that commented about my wheel set, the wheel picture I put on the other day, you know, even though I said that it's been done to 7 1/4 gauge standards, he still asked me the question, has it got the 16th chamfer on the face? Very important. Of course it's got it on. I've done it to 7 1/4 standards. What's wrong with people? Anyway, there's always got to be one, hasn't there? Eh? The other thing I might have shown you on my... In fact, I did show you. So this is the vertical structure for the engine. And this is going to be all the tabs that are through here. They're all going to be TIG welded up tomorrow. That's what's going to happen to this. And then TIG welded at the top is a tab there and a tab at the bottom. Both sides are going to get done so I can machine them off and make it nice and square. And then where there's a runner, I'm going to put a run of silver solder along the bottom here, along the top there. And then in the corners in here, you can see that, in the corners there. And the reason for that is, even though it's TIG welded together and will be very strong, the silver solder will make it look like it's been welded, and it will give it more strength as well. So that's what's going to happen to that. And I think, personally, I could have just left it TIG welded, it'd be very strong. But I'm going to have those, I'm going to run those with silver solder, just to give it that look of being welded together, like it would have been on full size. It was a fabrication at the end of the day. So that's where we're up to with those bits. I've received some more spring steel, but I've still only got the one spring. I'm not worrying about that too much. I want to get the tender frames with the brake hangers on, and I've been straight away, let's get onto the axle boxes, because I've got 3 of them done. One's ready for boring out, which when I clear the lathe I can get on with that. The brake hangers need to go in the lathe as well. And I can't rivet the brake hangers on until they're finished and they're machined up, so I've got to do that. I've got to get these wheels out of the way. I've also received the first stick of horn guides for the engine. These are the trailing ones, so I've got those already. I'm not worrying about them just yet, but I've got them ready. Something else that it's been hanging and drying for weeks on end. I had these done last time you were here, or last time we did an update. They're the rear step brackets. I've painted them up so that the rust don't get to them. They're in like a satin black at the moment, so they're all ready. But what I'm going to do tonight, we're going to bugger off into the other side of the workshop. I'm going to do a axle box. Now I'm going to pre-drill it, and what I'm going to show you is not the drilling side of it, because the drilling is boring. At the end of the day, anyone can drill a bit of metal. What I do is, let me grab this one again. What I do for the axle boxes, I use the cover as my template, and I drill the 4 corners. How do you get corners in a circle? But there's 4 studs. They're studs, not bolts, on full size, by the way. I drill for those 4 studs, and then I'm going to use my riveting tool. You've heard it here first. A riveting tool to tap those 4 studs, and all become clear. Now, I said to you a while back that riveting tool that my dad made does double up as a nice tapping station as well, and all will become clear in a minute on why I use it. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to bugger off in there. I'm going to do a bit. I might change the battery on the camcorder beforehand though, just because it's looking a bit low and I don't want to run out of battery halfway through. That'd be stupid. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Stay tuned and we'll get in there and do some work. Okay, I wasn't going to show this bit for the simple reason is, sorry, just knocked the camera. The simple reason is everyone can do a bit of drilling, but then I thought, well, hang on a second, you might not know this bit at all. And I did get asked, with my work being as someone said, it was excellent. I do excellent work and it's really high quality and stuff. And anyway, I'm showing you this bit, and I wasn't going to. So, pin chuck for small diameter drill bit. This is a very old pin chuck that I've battered, basically. Very small drill bit, or small-ish. It's not the smallest. 1.3. I'd normally do 1.4 for tapping size for 10BA, but I've gone 1.3 because I'm going into cast iron. I tapped it all right. I'm not over worried that it is 0.1 of a millimetre thinner or smaller, as you would say. So I'm going to drill the holes in the Timken cover. I'm going to pick those 4 up first. To do them, and I drill them tapping size. The reason you do them tapping size is that you're going to transfer those into the axle box. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do here first of all, and that's because I got asked by a newbie if it helps for us newbies learning. So just it's picking up the dimple impression in the actual face of that Timken cover and gone through. Transferred it through, so I can now then put it onto the axle box face, spot through into the axle box, and then finish drilling them down to the depth that I require for the studs. And then the studs obviously are then going to go into my riveting tool. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to use the riveting tool to tap the actual tap the holes in the axle box. And I know you're thinking, why you keep waffling on about this riveting tool, and it'll all become clear in a second. I hope you can still hear me clear enough with that drill running. So there we are, 4 holes in it, in the corners, 4 corners in a circle. There's a good one for you, nice engineering term. So it's got 4 tapping holes in there. That's now ready to transfer into the axle box, which I'm going to do off camera, because I don't want to really show you that bit. You've just seen me drill it and why I've drilled it in tapping size. I'll do the next bit and then we'll come back and we'll tap the holes. Right, I wasn't going to, but I'm showing you. Don't worry about that clamp marking the face of the Timken cover, because at the end of the day it's only just holding it in place for me to put a spot through it. It's holding it enough that the drill's not going to move it. I'm just finding that hole that I've pre-drilled, putting a spot, bring through a bit of cast iron through the hole where I've drilled it, and that's it. That is all it is. Okay, so just mark them through there. As I say, that clamp's not very tight, and I'll tell you why it's not very tight, because I've just undone it with my hands. And it's got them 4 holes now ready for me to put the drill further down them. So there we go. Right, you all remember this bit, the old riveting tool. Go in the drawer below it and get out this little bit. Yeah, it's all going to become clear now, isn't it? And if it doesn't, it soon will do. So that in the top, yeah, that collar. I was quite pleased to hear that when I showed off this tool that my dad made, that 1 or 2 of you out there are actually going to make your own, because it's an ingenious bit of kit. It is an ingenious bit of kit, there's no 2 ways about that. So there we are. You can see there I've got a drill chuck on the end of that, and it's keeping it dead vertical, dead upright, for me to do this little bit. Now this little bit is something I dread. And you can see that is 12BA, 1.4mm tapping diameter. By the book that is 1.4. I've drilled obviously 1.3, which is smaller than it needs to be. So I'm just going to nip all that up by hand. I'm not overdoing it. So that's in there. Because there's a hole in there, it's not going to damage the tap when I leave it to rest like that. Get said axle box, hover that over the hole and start to tap it. Now because this is all dead vertical, there, it's that tap I haven't got to worry about trying to actually get it square and upright. This is just going to tap straight down in the direction that is making it go. So, and the reason I didn't go overzealous with a chuck key or anything in it, that's because this chuck, I haven't got a chuck key for it. So it's perfect for doing these little taps, because if it's going to start to grab, if that tap's about to grab and you're not getting a feel for it and you're about to snap the tap, I'm going to back it off a little bit and clear it. Cast iron dust picks up on the end like that, and obviously it's trying to block the flutes. It's also getting caught up in the hole in the actual axle box. So just take it out, clean it all off and carry on. Because the axle box as well is sat on this here, it's nice and flat. I'm not having to try and balance it or clamp it in anything. I can feel what the tap is doing. I can feel what's happening to the axle box in my hand. So I get to just feel what that tap's doing. I'm not running the risk of it biting and snapping off, because there'll be nothing worse now than if I get it wrong and it goes to snap. So if, like that one, let's put that axle box up there out of the way a second. If by chance it's getting a bit gummed up, just get an old toothbrush like that, brush it off. it all helps just to kind of clear this crap off it for you to then start again. See, that's threading in nice now. Yes, it is a time-consuming job, very time-consuming, but you've got to take your time with small taps. I've snapped too many in my time, and I've only been engineering I've only been engineering now for 10 years maybe. So I'm just checking down and bouncing the light off and just checking down the actual hole to see how the thread's doing. It looks like it's gone down far enough, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to watch the tap, see how much it travels up the tap. Because when I put the studs in, the studs aren't to a set length, and what I'm going to do, or what I did with the first one, I put an overlong 10BA bolt in it and then cut it off, because then it allows me to actually tighten it in, and then I just shape the top. Shape the top of the actual stud, give it a bit of lead on it so that the nuts will be easier to actually locate and put on it. That's at the bottom of the hole now, so that's alright. Back that all the way out, let that drop down again, give that a tap just to clear out. It's a very small hole, very small indeed. If you look at the size of my finger to that, I don't think it can even get it in focus, it's that small. It's a very small hole, so what I'm going to quickly do, I'm just going to finish the rest off camera, and then I'm going to whack some studs in, and hopefully have a Timken cover on it in a second, if I make sure I've got enough 10BA nuts to go on it. So that's that working in a nutshell. Not bad job that. Brush that off, ready now for the next hole. Right, just wanted to show this bit before I cut them off. There you can see 4 10BA bolts put in, or set screws should I say, in there. They're all dead vertical, and that's all because of that. Yeah, the riveting tool is now adapted to tapping nice straight vertical holes. Just what you want. So I'm going to trim these off, we'll get that cover on. Right, there we go, on the axle box. 4 studs, as I said, like on that other one. Just get it. It's got no cover on. 4 studs, look. Tapped on the riveting tool. Tops are good. Details brilliant on these. I honestly can't believe how good they are. They are available. I got asked that question, so I thought I'd tell you. They are available from Michael Jack over in New Zealand. Stanier Engineering. If you need to get in contact with him, he's got a Facebook page. But if you look him up or whatever, he's on there. If you're in the UK, speak to Adam Crow. Bear with him, he's a busy bloke, but you know, you can get these bits done. They are available for your BR standard tenders, or your standard loco bits. You know, if you've got a query and you're unsure of who does it, fire them a message anyway, because if they don't do it, Michael Jack certainly is more than capable of making something bespoke for you. As I said, I'm having my cylinders done, or he's looking into my cylinders for me. Not saying he's doing them for me yet, he's looking into them for me to suit, as I say, to suit the engines for what I had done before. So it's a bit of a on and off video tonight. As I say, I wasn't really going to film because it's a bit quick for me. This, I think it's only been a fortnight since my last one. But I thought I'd do with this video kind of keep the updates coming for you guys. I am actually going to go back off into the house now and do some more drawing for me wagons. The only reason is I haven't lit my stove tonight and it's getting cold out here, so I'm going to go indoors. I've done a bit of progress out here, which I'm happy with, and I've done a bit of filming for you guys so you can see what I did and why I did it the way I did it. I tend not to show machining work and stuff like that. I got asked the question, please show us how you machine something, because for us beginners it's good to learn from. I'm not the best person to learn from, because the way I clamp things and hold things and to do some work, I know that there's a lot of people out there be like, Jesus Christ, you're a danger to yourself doing it that way. Or it's not the most precision way of doing things. My workshop and my methods aren't the most precision way of doing things, but I get the end result, which is what I want. So whether I'm right or wrong, I don't know, but I'll show what I want to show machining wise, just so I don't get those purists out there that are going to harp on at me and give me a hard time about it. I can't be arsed with it, that's the pure and simple reason. So I'm going to go and do some drawing. That's something I am good at. I've got to get this marked up, ready for TIG welding tomorrow. By the way, I'm not doing the TIG welding. I've got a friend of mine on Facebook who's going to do it for me. He picks it up, TIG welds it and drops it off. So I'm not going to attempt to do it myself. I have got TIG welding facilities, just so you know, but I'm no TIG welder. I stick with silver soldering because that's what I know and things like that. So I'm going to mark this up for him because he's going to collect it off me tomorrow to do the job, and then yeah, I'll finish the rest of it off. All good. So thanks for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, share, comment. You know, it's good to, I love the feedback, and I hope that it's helping someone or inspiring someone out there to do the same. So we'll see you again soon with a bit more update. See you later.